you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you want to truly succeed in attaining all in that which is your need? To be heard by the real answerer of all deeds, the true hero of all whom pleads. Who of you really want to bow down to the true King of Kings commanding the crown? To worship the one that ever rules alone, commanding everything of creation from the seat of its throne.
So now I have a moment to calm before the storm. I'm your host, Minister A.H.A.D, and with me I have my brother partner, Brother Fat Kid Abdul-Aziz, and the messenger prophet, Lord Holy-Apostle Deen Saleem. We're missing our other partner on our panel, Lord Holy Queen Mother Rabbit Saleem, but she's here in the spirit. And those who are viewing this program, I have believers out there, may I ease his peace and other blessings be by everybody's presence. To you, I have believers out there watch this program, may I ease his peace and other blessings be with about your presence as well. We enjoyed our conversation from our previous show, concerning the women, but we got into a thing towards the end of that program that we want to touch on this evening or this afternoon concerning prerequisites and understanding our roles and our responsibilities from the height that the Lord has established for us in being married down to the roles of men and women and how to deal with one another. I usually sit down to this messenger about understanding and preparing yourself even before thinking about marriage even come to play, that the Lord preparing you in submission to it. And how people today in society who take marriage lightly many times don't understand their niche or their role in it as being helpmates, because I know one of the things Allah is stressing in the Quran is being a helpmate to one another and not just man and wife or spouses. So one of the things that we start off again wrong in that particular situation is that we don't have the right understanding. And may Allah bless us, give us from this messenger here the word and the reasoning why a thing is needed of part of prerequisite and coming into this understanding of the whole structure of family and marriage as an institution. With that, Holy Apostle, my brother,
Well, normally, Brother Fat Kid, the co-host, he jumped on right all up in there and do his thing. But let me just say this before you go. In your opening address, you were saying about people not taking the marriage seriously. Even those who take their marriage most seriously, many times fall victim to not following the right process of for marriage, and that's why they have hardships or find out maybe later that they're not compatible and things of that nature, So I just want to throw that out there because we're talking about people who really believe in marriage, people who go into a marriage wholeheartedly, as well as people who may not take marriage as seriously as they should.
Yeah. Question, Lord, you mentioned in the show the preparation process. I know we've gotten a teaching that say that the marriage actually, the first order of marriage, the true order of marriage, being half the religion, is the marriage to Ahezaah, the marriage to Allah.
Right.
So I guess our last question is the preparation, that aspect of being married to Allah, marrying yourself to the Lord of all worlds, getting out,
Yeah, part of the process is part of the process, the major process. Let me say it like this here. The process of religion itself, like they say, the first half of your religion, is marriage to the Lord Most High. Most people don't know how to become married to the Lord.
Yeah, that's what we have to hear about that.
And that's something that we probably need to address. How do you become married to Allah before, to the Lord Most High, the Lord, before you get married to an individual? What's the proper course in the marriage to the individual? State it short, and then we can expound on it. In my belief in what Ahezaah has given me is that my life, my death, my prayers, my sacrifice, my worship, everything is given to Ahezaah, Allah, El, first and foremost. Actually, with me in totality. I put my whole being into it. My what I think may be my responsibilities, my call for its help, my listening for its commands. I put everything of my life my soul in its hands, surrender it to it, and then leave it for it to decide who I'll marry, how I'll live my life, which direction to go on a daily basis, you know, from moment to moment. That's my marriage to it. I recognize that I give all my love to it so that it could give my love to whomever it wills and give me its love through whomever it wills and connecting me up in the marriage. Okay? So that's for me, that is the marriage itself. You know, being married to the Lord and fulfilling that first half of that religion. You know, and since I mentioned that first half of religion, that second half being your service to the Lord.
Right. So from what he's explaining to us now, in that, giving yourself to the Lord, that it guides you in all areas of your life. Is what you say, areas of your life, what you say.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Right. He's just merciful in that. Right.
You mentioned the term helpmates, Idris.
Oh.
Having a spouse, the helpmate. This question is, the helpmate, is that the purpose of helping you to do what? Helping each other to do what? To serve? To do that service?
The helpmate, that's an expression.
Right.
Your helpmate. You know, the Lord manifests two sides to everything, even to what we consider itself.
Right.
And in the family of man, you have one side, that male, and the other side, that female. Even in you, there's two sides to you as an individual, two or more sides. In order for you to become whole in the organization of marriage, you need, like they say, the Lord works in threes. You need the Lord itself, and then you need this side and that side, that female and the male, to come together and understand the Lord, to become whole. We got marriage and from the way back in ancient times represented by the pyramid.
Right.
And the pyramid represents quite a few things. They say man has knowledge and power. And women has wisdom and strength. You take the wisdom or the wit that they call it, you take the wit, because the Lord gives a woman wisdom to raise the children, to raise a human family.
Right.
That's a gift that the Lord gives to most good women. You take that wisdom and that strength and put it with that knowledge and that power, and you come to an understanding at the pinnacle of that pyramid, which reaches up to the Lord Most High, coming as one in unity. That's one of the original meanings of the pyramid. You feel me? And that's in marriage. That helpmate, you need that woman's strength. No man is strong as a woman. And no man has the wit or the wisdom of a woman to give to the family, except an enlightened man. And an enlightened man recognizes the woman's role. And he gives her the freedom to perform in that role. You feel me?
When we talk about the enlightened man, now to the world, people out there, to ourselves, and certainly to the one who's unenlightened, the one who's struggling, you know. But
same difference. That process, you know, like we talked about the process of marriage. You know, what you need to do before you even go out to look for a woman or a husband. You have to surrender yourself. You need to surrender yourself to the Lord Most High. You need to get into that marriage with the Lord Most High to let it find you or bring you to that spouse, to that soul mate. You feel me? And that's a process which you need patience with and understanding and faith and trust in the Lord. Most people don't have those things. And that's why most people have problems in their marriage. Now the Lord says it doesn't appreciate divorce. If you get married right with the Lord, you won't have to get divorced.
Right.
But you have people in that made up religion that they claim that was behind Jesus,
Right.
that Jesus never knew, say once you marry, you always marry.
Right.
You should never divorce. Then you have what the Lord gave us to correct what was told to us,
Right.
and the criterion says that you have reasons
Right.
that it has established where it would justify you divorcing. Because the Lord don't want you to live in an unnecessary hardship. Your religion is not to bring harm to you.
Right.
And marriage is one of the greater parts of your religion. Because it involves your wife, your marriage, your husband, your children, the family, the human family, the world. You see? So with bringing in harmony, if you have made a mistake, you should not have to live with that mistake for the duration of your life, because if it's ill, if your marriage is ill conceived and ill nurtured, what you gonna get out of it but ill? You destroy your family, destroy your children, bring bad seeds into the world, which would pan out to the world itself. You know?
But people in general, now this is a conversation that, irregardless of religion, just in humanity, needs this kind of conversation. Because much of our marriages, or people that seek to be married, start out ill-conceived many times from the very beginning.
Right.
Start out wrong.
That's because of their miseducation or
Right.
diseducation.
Now those that may be married now, this may help some of them, because I know one of the things that people always try to communicate to people is that communication is a must. If we don't understand one another, because men don't understand women normally by nature, because the way we think is all different. But if
Whose fault is that? First.
question,
Who's the first teacher?
the woman.
The woman.
Mm-hmm.
So if men don't understand women, their teachers didn't teach them how to understand women. So, if you got a woman, if you got a mother who is right with Allah, then she's married.
Right.
If she was right in the preparation of her marriage, when they have their children, the children will be taught properly. And those men will understand women.
But on the other side of that coin, because back to that shit. The wit that they give them. And many young men who have mothers who don't tell them about the nature of women, that's what I'm trying to go with that.
Their wives need to teach them. Their wives need to teach them how to be. Mm-hmm. Just imagine a relationship, and I know you've heard something like this. If you haven't lived them, you don't know how to treat me.
Yeah.
Okay. We've established that.
Right.
Teach me how to treat you. I don't want to be with my man, or I don't want to be with that bro because she don't know how to treat me. She don't know what I appreciate. Teach them. That's what relationship is all about.
Right.
You come into a marriage, you come into a union, a partnership, you're supposed to teach your partner, train your partner, allow your partner to know you so they will know how to treat you and why they should treat you in a certain manner.
Right.
And you should seek that same information from them. They should be willing to give it. But in this crazy society today, how many women would trust allowing her husband, or vice versa, allowing their spouse to really know them, except someone who put their full trust in the Lord Most High.
Right.
They faith in the Lord Most High. Follow that process of marriage, that righteous process of marriage. You know?
Yeah. Because many times most people on either party don't want to seem vulnerable or weak in those states. And many times in this crazy world we have now, men and women, they all send out representatives, what I call them. It ain't the real them, but it's people that draw you in, that good bait. And once they get in, then they get in the confines or in this marriage situation, then the real person or the real them show. I thought you was this way, but now I got you. Like you said, I got you now. Now I'm gonna put the whammy on you.
Well, you know, I was married to a woman. I don't want to lose something else I want to say too, because you have people that just don't trust one another, you know.
Right.
And but I went through this process, man, where I was rough as a youngster in the street.
Okay.
You know, in the hood.
Right.
I was tried by the hood. Married a sister from the hood. First wife. Married from the hood. After we were married for a year, and she realized that I had really changed my ways. I had given my heart and myself up to the Lord Most High. She told me after a year of marriage, it was right around our anniversary, she came in the room and she looked at me and she said, "I'm not afraid of you anymore." I was stunned. I said, "Afraid of me?" I couldn't understand that, because even though I was acting like a gorilla out in the world, not to her.
Right, I got you.
You know? But she gained fear of me. But man, did I need to fear her.
Right.
Boy, after she said she didn't fear me anymore, she changed up, and boy, she was a completely different woman. I did not know her anymore. I mean, all the way down to her slutting and coking and doping and going against the divine laws and, you know, hoeing and everything.
Right.
You know? And I still haven't today changed my vows for my Lord. I vowed my life to my Lord. Not to the woman, to the Lord. But in the process of me vowing my life to the Lord, I took marriage as a part of that vow. Raising a family as a part of that vow. Getting an honest job as a part of that vow. Being a boon to the community, a blessing to the community as a part of that vow. To walk in peace amongst my fellow men and to be helpful to my fellow men as a part of that vow. So she abused me and took my vow as a weakness. I was still the same crazy individual. That individual still lives in here.
Right.
But I incarcerated him.
So she took that you going to try to surrender to the Lord as a sign of now.
Now I'm weak. I can get him now. You know, I can get him now. And she went as far as doing some things that had not the Lord saved me, I would have assassinated her. Out of insanity.
Right.
Because she took me to a point where I was supposed to break completely and just annihilate her. There was a time men hung their wives and burned them, considered them witches and what have you. And this one here, she practiced witchcraft. So you know, in the olden days, I would have the Lord would have supported me. I'd have took it to the sheriff. Here, Marshal, she's a witch. You know. So you know, I mean, I'm making light of it, you know, but on the real side, you know, that was a living experience, and all my intentions were good. You see, but I went through the process of marriage, but I didn't go through I got more educated once I got with her. See, I had given myself up and surrendered myself, but I still needed some education. I needed to know more about the reality of life. I needed to know more about how to fully surrender myself to the Lord. I needed to know how not to have attachments to the world. Attachments to material things, attachments to my love for another human being. Oh, one of the most important lessons I learned not to give my heart to any human being. Not to give my love to any human being. but to give my heart and the love that come with it, give that all to the Lord. And let the Lord give it to those who are around me that he companion up with me.
One of the things that he's always taught us through you, man, he said, no one can control love. And people find love in they looking at the person, like my love for her or her love for me, and not realize it's from the divine, that it shares forth, but it's actually loving of itself, that it pushed through and reciprocated back to itself.
Yeah.
And you always educate us in that aspect, and that, like you said, don't give your heart to no one, because the trial of life, when it's torn out by conditions and situations and experience, that I thought I loved this person and they tore my heart out, or did this, stomped on it. And then people become back to that non-trusting, back to I can't open myself up in the righteous way, so I can learn this person, they can learn me. And so now everybody's protective behind the gate or the shield of that. I don't want to get this torn up again. But if you give it up, as you say now, in the process to Ahezaah, to the right one, now you ain't gonna be so much concerned now that other person doing those things that have been done through people in general, life in general.
And I think even the Lugan thinking that it's your possession, like
right,
that person, like because you have given your heart to a person other than the one who deserves that giving, that you are deserving of getting a return back.
Let me take this to a different level. We talking about love. You can't do nothing with love. You can't overpower love.
Right.
You can't hurt love. You can't give love.
Right.
Love is real. Love is of the essence of the Lord itself. Right. So you can't give that. Right. You can give your intentions.
Right.
And you can intend to abuse and misuse love.
Right.
Many times, people faltering in their relationship, they say, he abused my love, this and that. They didn't have love. They didn't know what love was. If they knew what love really was, then that other person could not abuse it.
Right.
Could not abuse it. That's what's so important about you going through the proper process and giving yourself up to the Lord in marriage first, and letting it take you and your complete being, and then letting it disperse what it gives to you, because love is from it. What it gives to you of love to somebody else. I can't sit here and say, me, love anyone. Me. Because I don't know me like that. I know my Lord. I know my Lord loves people. And it gives me its love through people. And it gives people my love, its love, through me. So me being on the real side, where people say I love you, I say Allah has given me so much love in regards to you. You see? Because I can't possess that love. By the same token, it could take that love from me. Then what? Then you say, I thought I loved you so much. But you thought. Your intentions were to love. Huh? But on the real side, it's the Lord that loves. The Lord, love is so powerful, the Lord created all creation from love. And what did it love? It loved the reflection of itself. It loved the reflection of its mind. So it reflected everything in its creation. And everything in its creation is not real. It's a reflection. It's an illusion. And it gives those illusions life. And it gives those illusions power. And those illusions, like what we are in illusions, we think that we have control over it when it has control over us. That's why people say, man, love is a hard thing. I'm afraid of love. I'm not giving myself up to her to do this, that, and the other. Because that thing is fleeting. Right. It come and goes. But see, if you approach it righteously, if you approach it right, and you get that promise from the author, the owner, the originator, the power of that love, and it maintain that love for you, its love for you throughout your life, then you're saved in that love. And nobody else can take that love away from you. If your wife or your spouse that you love so much, that you think you love so much, if she leave you, you still had a love.
Right.
You might not have that person,
I'm laughing.
but you got the love.
I'm laughing. Remember that song about Donna Hathaway, Greta Fleck? Where's the love?
Where's the love?
You know, and it's that. But people, like now that he's explaining to people that hear this program, people many times mix emotion as that love.
Yeah, it's the same thing. They mix emotion as spirituality,
right?
You know, but that's what I'm talking about. The faultiness of your intentions.
Right.
You know, you don't recognize that you intend to love.
Right.
You think you loving, but it's not yours. You see, we have a tendency as human beings to possess everything and say it's ours.
Yeah.
The Lord gives us alone. Like I used to joke with y'all, and where it's saying in the Holy Quran, who will give the Lord a goodly loan?
Right.
And I used to laugh and say, well, who will give a loan? Yeah, I give myself, hey, it's talking about its loan. It has given you as a loan to life.
Right.
Who will give the Lord a goodly loan, give his loan back in return? You, your complete self. That's what the Lord asking for. You, everything about you belongs to it. It loans you life.
Right.
So if you give back the loan, you're supposed to be giving back your life to it. And if you give back that loan, repaying it for what you owe it, then it will appraise you just like somebody take a diamond ring in the jewelry shop. It'll praise you,
Right.
upraise you, and bless you with a greater life, a greater height in life.
Got a question for me.
Is a door on the same level as love?
A
A door. I adore you.
Oh, a door. I said a door.
I was say, well, you can run through a door.
Yeah.
Is at the same level as I love you.
No. To adore someone is to appreciate someone. To appreciate someone is to put a value on something. You see, to adore someone, it's how much do you value that person? You know? I adore this brother for certain things. I also adore my cell phone. I put value to the cell phone. I put value to the brother. I praise them. You see? So to adore something is to appreciate it. But to love something, that's an essence of being that has power, life. You feel that. It could destroy you.
Yeah.
Because it could crush you inside. It can explode in you. It could do things to you. Your adoration ain't going to do nothing but go out from you and dissipate.
Who of you want to do things right? To keep up with keeping your lives tight. Tight as in being right with the truth of true insight. Who of you want to do things right? Who of you